Isekai. Yes everyone, I am here to talk about another generic isekai slop anime. It doesn't matter that the winter season is full of amazing anime. I will still somehow find the time to watch some isekai. We have a bunch of them to pick out this season, so let's talk about the one with the classic ridiculous long name. This time it's... holy fuck. Okay, Easygoing Territory Defense by the Optimistic Lord. Production magic turns a nameless village into the strongest fortified city. Why did I choose this isekai out of all the others this season? Was it the story? The animation? Or perhaps the art style? No, not at all. It was simply because of the synopsis title it had. There's also no other reason whatsoever. Anyways, what is this show even about? Well, it's about someone that's reincarnated in another world and is given supposedly worse power to find out that, surprise, is actually somewhat overpowered and not useless after all. Very original, am I right? So let's go through the 8 episodes that we currently have of this show. We begin with a salaryman who is reincarnated as a child, who is also the 4th son of a noble. His knowledge from his past life makes him appear as a child prodigy at just 2 years old. His name is Van Nefertio. Yes, that is his actual name, but if you think that's ridiculous, wait until we see the names of other characters. Van spends the first 6 years learning about the world he is in, studying non-stop and training in swordsmanship. Wait until he turns 8, as that's when he's able to display the type of magic he has. Since he is known as a child prodigy, many expect him to get fire magic, which is a type of offensive magic and part of the 4 most desired ones. But of course, to no one's surprise, who is familiar with isekai tropes, he has magic that is considered useless, as his dad only wants offensive magic users in his family. So his dad is like, hell no, no son of mine is going to have such lousy magic, or something like that. So he does what every normal father would. Not to say it's okay and support him, no. Try to fucking kill him. No joke, this man was about to sashimi his own 8-year-old son in front of his other kids. Before his dad cuts him open, his older brother, Murcia, who seems to be the only reasonable one in this family, hits him with the "Daddy, chill," and calms him down by proposing sending Ivan to govern a remote, underdeveloped small town in a part of land that was recently acquired. This town is undesirable and literally borders an enemy country. He agrees and banishes him there, only being able to take some of his belongings and a few people who want to go with him, as well as an escort of hired adventurers. Here's where the actual story starts. So they arrived at the town, but wait, oh no, the town is under attack by bandits. Oh no, what should we do? They said. So they devise a plan and attack the bandits from behind, and we get this sick fighting sequence. Also, I know it's fiction or whatever, but I can't get over the fact that there's a literal little 8-year-old kid beating the shit out of some man who is 3 times bigger than him. Anyways, after all that, he speaks to the town's chief and manages to win the sentences over after his butler hits him with the "watch what this boomer can do," using his earth magic to create a wall around the town, as well as some highly ranked adventurers who decide to stay with him in the town for a while. Here in this town, he finds out that his production magic is actually useful when he creates blocks that are extremely strong out of just ordinary wood logs. So he uses the blocks to create weapons and gives a katana and a battle axe to a slave and personal mate. He also figures out that he can use these blocks to create other things and makes himself a home and homes for the citizens of the town. He starts to place civilization and begins improving the town. First, he starts with the defensive walls, making the town into a fortress. Then he focuses on making the townspeople's lives better. You know, things like housing, water, food, jobs, and growing the town. Oh yeah, I forgot, they also got attacked by armor lizards, but of course, the weapons he created and had installed on top of the walls proved to be very powerful and easily defeated the armored lizards. Anyways, the town gets a surprise visit from an emissary sent by the neighboring Ferdinand country. The Count of said country sends his youngest daughter, Arte on Ferdinando, and Viscountess Panamera Carrera Cayenne. This is what I meant earlier with the names getting more absurd. So they are there because the Count wants Van to marry Arte, and to determine how much of a threat Van really is. You know, typical isekai shit. He turns down the marriage proposal and states his intent is to live in a peaceful life in this town, as well as showing them how he manages to grow this small, useless town into what it is right now using his production magic. Keep in mind, he wants to be under the radar when it comes to what his magic is able to do, but he just keeps showing his magic to every goddamn person all the time. Anyways, after that, they run into a mermaid in their lake, which is known as an apkalu in this world. I didn't really care much for this part of the show, so let's just run quickly through this part. So Van feeds the mermaid girl, which causes the whole group she's part of to come to the lake the next day. They have been driven off of their home by armored lizards and Van lets them stay in the lake. But the leader of the group wants Van to marry his daughter after he finds out that Van defeated the armored lizards, which leads to some competition between them to decide if he marries the Apkalu girl. In the end, he wins with Arte and does not have to marry the dude's daughter, but he doubles down and doesn't want to take a no as an answer. That's all that basically happens between them. Moving on. Van starts to expand the city's walls, but they suddenly face a forest dragon heading straight at them, after chasing the adventurers that are staying in the town. Using the help of Panamera's fire magic and the ballistas, they pin down the dragon and injure it to where Dee beheads it. They also get new citizens when people from a neighboring struggling town migrate to their town and bring cows to them, which Van is very happy about since they can increase their food production. Later, the same adventurers discover that there's a dungeon nearby, which means the town is going to get an influx of adventurers who will be going to the newly discovered dungeon. So they start making preparations, and one of the adventurers, Zara, is sent by Van to report the discovery of the dungeon to the guild at the capital. On his way there, he saves a girl who was being attacked, and he finds out she used to be the daughter of a noble. After he finishes his report and returns to the town, everyone is surprised that he's now with a girl. He's the only character winning at this point, but that's about everything in the show up until now. That is all for this video. It was basically me just yapping about another generic isekai, but for some reason I am enjoying this show. It's likely because of the amount of civilization type games I have played before, that the whole town building of this show just scratches that itch, which makes me enjoy it, and not for any other reason whatsoever. Yeah, no other reason. Anyways, that wraps up everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.